I'm in a country that's known all over the world as the birthplace of golf.
With hundreds of courses which test the best. It's famous for its independent spirit.
And its unusual traditions in men's clothing.
But with more golf courses per person than anywhere else in the world, where do I begin? I start by saying, welcome to Scotland.
Despite being part of the United Kingdom, Scotland has a fiercely strong identity all of its own. It goes far beyond kilts, bagpipes and haggis. It's home to an incredible history, and exploring its castles alone would take weeks. Scotland has over 400 courses to choose from, ranging from those right in the heart of the city to those hours from the nearest town. It's the perfect place for the golfing traveller, as most of the courses are open to visitors and are very affordable too.
Opened in 1924, Gleneagles has been a favourite of the rich and famous for more than 80 years. It's a kind of Riviera in the Highlands, one of the world's top and most expensive holiday resorts. It's got 3 golf courses and a growing number of resort activities.
But it's for the golf courses and their accompanying facilities that most people visit this haven of luxury.
It's just after 7:30 in the morning, and who says the sun never shines in Scotland? I'm here on the first tee of the King's Course with Dave Brown, the local pro, and we're about to tee off. One of the great things they do here is they hire you a set of clubs. Now that's not particularly unusual, but they are one of the best sets and brand new. So let's go, Dave. That's a great shot. We'll see what these new clubs are like.
Absolutely.
They feel good.
Lovely shot.
Apart from the King's Course, there's also the Queen's and PGA Centenary Course, which is the only one that allows buggies. With all its trees and purple heather bordering narrow fairways, the King's Course is described as the best moorland course in the world. It's also an incredibly difficult par 68. The third hole is a warning of things to come, with a blind second shot played over a massive mound to a small cup-shaped green surrounded by silver birches. The 13th is the signature hole of the course designer and is named Braid's Brawest. It's a par 4, 448 yards, with a beautifully undulating narrow fairway and some threatening bunkers left and right, all surrounded by heather.
Now our line here just goes straight between the 2 bunkers here, all right? Oh, wonderful. But you've brought your A game today, so there's no problem with that, is there?
Dave's 300-yard drive passed over the bunkers on the left, setting up an easy pitch. My good but shorter drive down the right-hand side escaped trouble, but left me with 200 yards to go.
Oh no.
Lovely shot, but it's just going towards those bunkers.
It's in that bunker.
Yeah.
True to form, although I hit my second shot well, it just caught the edge of a vicious-looking bunker about 50 yards short. Dave went on to hit a beautiful pitch right into the heart of the green.
Remember, the bunker is our friend.
Yeah, I know. That's part of the problem. They just psych you, don't they?
Yeah. Oh, unlucky. Good effort. Almost.
Almost.
Good strike, but just a little bit too much behind the ball that time.
Yeah, that was just
Try and narrow the stance as well, Ian.
Okay.
Just try and narrow the stance a little bit more than that. Oh, wonderful hit.
Right.
That's much better.
I'm getting better. It was
You
only
certainly
3.
are. You're getting the hang of it now.
So the famous 13th ended up with Dave tapping in for an easy par and me carding
well
a
done.
disastrous 7, which included my bunker lesson.
Well done.
The short 14th offers a respite from the difficult scoring, provided you can clear a line of very inviting bunkers.
Well, definitely a birdie chance, maybe an eagle chance.
And those look at those, there's 5 of them. Oh, beautiful, look at that. Oh,
That's taking a lovely kick on. Well, that's definitely there.
that's fantastic. Well, I'm going to use the driver.
Okay.
So this is my big chance to restore a bit of self-respect.
Oh, lovely drive in. Perfect position there. It's going to take a nice kick off the Yep, nice kick off the hill.
Yep. Great.
Great position there. Well, 2 great drives there, and we're going to have putts for eagles.
We're looking good.
Excellent.
Excellent.
Oh, look at this. What a shot. Get in. Oh. Well, put it there. That was a great, great putt.
That could have been my first eagle. I don't believe it. That's an eagle.
Well, you can't beat that.
Unbelievable. Well done.
Thank you very much.
An eagle for Dave and a birdie for me. I can go home a happy man.
What a fantastic putt.
Green fees here are $170 per round. Surprisingly, there's no handicap limit, and it will cost you $45 to hire a set of new clubs.
Perfect. That's perfect. Right in the centre of it too.
I got it.
Yeah.
Gleneagles continues the high society resort tradition by laying on other activities for the travelling gentleman. Clay pigeon shooting, for example.
Perfect.
Pull.
I discovered I was pretty good at this.
Right in the middle.
Pull.
There we go.
Up we go.
There's also an off-road driving course, which is great fun. Although when the going gets tough, the tough sometimes forget to use the clutch pedal.
Stop there. Stop there. Clutch and brake. Clutch and brake. Clutch, sir. Clutch, sir. Thank you very much. Slowly, sir. Tickle, sir. Slowly.
This driving course isn't cheap. It costs $170 for an hour's tuition. The clay pigeon shooting seems more reasonable, $100 for 25 cartridges.
Clutch and brake, sir. Clutch and brake, sir. Brake and clutch. Clutch and... Thank you, sir. Clutch. You're always useful. Thank you.
Just an hour's drive from Gleneagles is Scotland's capital, Edinburgh. It's a vibrant, living city steeped in history, but this place also embraces all the life and spirit of modern Scotland. A must-see when you're here is the Royal Yacht Britannia. Launched in Scotland in 1953, it carried the Queen and Royal family on 968 official voyages. Decommissioned in 1997, it was brought here to Edinburgh's historic Leith Docks. Now has over 300,000 visitors a year and really shows what luxury travel is all about. A racetrack may seem a strange place to delve into the history of golf, but
In the country where it all started, there's really no better place to begin than here at Musselburgh, known as the oldest continually played golf course in the world.
Golf was regularly being played at Musselburgh by 1672, but Mary, Queen of Scots, is reputed to have played here in 1567. Since 1816, the course has shared these links with Musselburgh Racecourse.
How long have you been playing here? A long time?
140 years.
You've been playing here 140 years?
Yeah.
That's a pretty impressive achievement.
This small 9-hole course is now surrounded by the racetrack, but apart from that has stayed pretty much unchanged for 400 years. I'm playing with Lionel Friedman, secretary of Musselburgh Old Course Golf Club, who is kitted out for the occasion, right down to the clubs.
Any particular tips on these clubs? I mean, they're obviously, they're not going to be as strong as the new ones, correct?
No, well, they don't give you the help. They have to be swung slowly. Excellent shot.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
St Andrews is well known as the home of golf. Musselburgh could be considered to be the cradle of golf.
He's not kidding. In 1860, Willie Park from Musselburgh became the first Open champion, followed by 5 other Musselburgh men over the next 11 years, with the Open Championship being played here from 1874 to 1889.
I would use the club that gives you the biggest loft, and I think that's a niblick.
What's it called?
A niblick.
Right. So the idea is not to hit it into the racecourse rail?
No, we've got to miss that. Well played. Very good. Probably almost
The quirkiness of the course is added to by having a pub, Mrs. Foreman's, on the 4th green, which occasionally opens a window so you can have a wee dram whilst putting. Excellent.
Definitely the right club.
It was.
Yes, definitely. I'm going to use a totally different club.
I like these niblicks.
Musselburgh Skimmer.
A Musselburgh Skimmer.
And I'm going to try and hit it straight along the ground to the green. Not as successful as the niblick, I'm afraid.
Bad.
Although not a spectacular course, I enjoyed playing Musselburgh for the history alone. Niblicks and Musselburgh skimmers were an experience as well. Green fees at Musselburgh are a very reasonable $15. There's no handicap limit and it will cost you $35 to hire a set of hickory clubs.
I'm just driving along the East Lothian coast, and on either sides of the road, golf courses. They're everywhere.
The Scottish county of East Lothian is big on golf, and this area has over 20 courses, of which North Berwick, Dunbar, Muirfield and Gullen's 3 courses are highly recommended. It was on Gullen 3 that I met a famous local character, Archie Baird.
Well, the game is, especially in the amateur part of it, still full of honour, self-restraint, good fellowship, takes you to the most beautiful places, and the camaraderie and the companionship of golf is not found in other games.
Archie has a private museum on the history of golf, which he'll show you around, if he likes you.
We'll begin at the beginning, and the beginning is not in Scotland. The Dutch played a game like golf long before we did, and their records go back to 1300. But the Dutch never developed the game because they couldn't make good clubs. They had no wood to make them with. But they did teach us how to make the feather ball. And the feather ball kept the game going here in Scotland for 400 years. And in 1850, someone made a ball out of gutta percha. Once the gutta ball was invented, everybody began to play. People have tried to make the game easier by inventing new clubs. And the first thing they did was that they began to put markings on the face of clubs to put a bit of spin on the ball. And then they tried to make clubs that would make the game easier to get out of hazards. And the Niblicks got bigger and bigger. That's the sand irons. And then they tried to make clubs to play out of water. And one of the water irons had a huge hole in the middle of it, which was just smaller than a golf ball. But even that didn't work. The clubs became more sophisticated, and they invented the persimmon head instead of the beech head, and that took you up to the beginning of the steel shaft, when I tend to lose interest. I have played in the wind and the rain. I have played since the year 33. I have played in the sun and the snow, and I hope I can play till I die.
Just an hour across the Forth Bridge, you'll find lots of magnificent links courses. The most famous of which is, you've guessed it, St Andrews.
In high season, if you haven't booked your round on the old course, you have to enter a ballot the day before to see if you can get on the course at all.
Yes, I'm inquiring about the ballot for the old course today. Cross? That's right, as in angry. Yeah, I've come, I'm the one that, I've come all the way from Australia. And... oh, thanks. Bummer.
That's right, it's possible to come all this way and still not be able to play. If you're unlucky enough to miss out, you can always do some sightseeing. One of the most popular sites is the castle. In 1546, it was the scene of a protracted siege. A mine was dug beneath the tower to blow it up, so the garrison dug a countermine to attack the main mine. This is the point that the counterminers broke through into the main tunnel. And once they did that, the attacking forces could obviously go no further, as the castle was being defended down here as well. Back out in the fresh air and time for a little retail therapy.
I'm a real pro shop junkie. I love these places. The hat, the jacket, the bag cover, the balls and some markers things.
Jim Farmer, owner of this Aladdin's Cave, kindly offered to take me on the old course the next day on one of his local concessions.
That'd be great, thanks.
We'll go for it. I was privileged to be able to play the old course with Jim very early the next morning, whilst the greenkeepers were still out. I've never seen so many. There seemed like hundreds of them. The course itself was designed, or rather redesigned, from the original links by old Tom Morris in 1864. Golf had by then already been played on these links for over 400 years. That's 100 years before Columbus sailed for America. It's a classic links layout. The first 9 takes you out, hugging the beautiful beach along this historic strip of land. And the back 9, well, brings you back. 2 holes to look out for are the 11th, which plays right out to the Eden Estuary and contains the notoriously awkward Hill Bunker, and the 12th, which typically has a family of very unpleasant bunkers in the middle of the fairway, which can't be seen from the tee. And talking of bunkers,
those bunkers are beautiful as long as you stay out of them. This is the best course in the world right here, the old course. And all the links courses are really great.
whilst we were filming, Sevi Ballesteros played through with some mates. It's amazing how easy some people can make this course look. Next, we're playing the road hole, the 17th and arguably the most famous hole in golf. The drive has to carry over the old coal sheds, which are now part of the Old Course Hotel, onto a blind fairway which has a right-hand dogleg.
Straight over...
Yeah, straight over Old Course Hotel.
Straight over the U in the course. Oh. Sorry. So that's out of bounds, right?
I think she's in her jacuzzi as well. Okay, let's see if we can keep it this side of the hotel.
Now that's perfect.
That's the perfect line. Maybe not quite so brave this time. Maybe go for the church spire.
Oh. Went for it.
It's a hard hole, this one, isn't it?
Oh, no.
We've got enough balls to do this? I don't know if we have a course record for the one hole. Excellent.
There you go.
Jim's drive ended perfectly in the centre of the fairway, giving him a great second shot. Whereas after my first 3 attempts, and 2 lawsuits, I was on the fairway, but still 230 yards short.
Excellent. We should make 4 or 5 from there. Well done.
Forget those shots at the beginning of the hole. Just forget the tee.
Well, Ian, you can see we're on the Tiger line here, so it opens up the green beautifully. This is where Tom Watson was in '84 when he needed 4-4 to win. And he'd avoided the road hole bunker but ran across the road against the wall, chipped against the wall on the green, 2-putt 6, lost open by a shot to Sevi. So that's the problem of staying away from the road hole bunker. You've got all the problems on the right as well.
So a lot of famous players have blown the Open on with this shot.
This is the shot. 2 straight at it. If I miss the road hole bunker, it'll be fine.
With the road and wall to the right and the infamous road bunker to the front left, the second shots here are all important. Mine laid up 50 yards short and was safe enough. Whereas Jim went for the pin, flirted dangerously with the road hole bunker and ended up on the back left of the green.
Aim just slightly right of the flag.
So after a little chip on, I was putting for a 10.
That's going to work out well.
I can see what you mean about it being such a tight hole, because I'm right in the middle of the green, yet I'm just a few feet from the road, which is the other hazard here, other than the bunker, which is a few feet to my left.
Yeah, there's not a lot of room to work.
Okay.
Right, you've got about 4 feet of break in this, fella, and it's quite fast.
4 feet?
Yeah, and make sure it's up the hill. That worked out well.
That's incredible, though. The break on that green.
It's hard to see that. There's nobody behind you, and let's have a look at why this hole is called the famous road hole bunker, this particular area. Let's show you what could happen. If my ball came in and round the bunker and got caught up in the face, as it often does, this is one of the few times in golf where I wouldn't consider a shot, because there would be no advantage trying to play that out and not getting out. So I would have to take an unplayable. I get my 2 club lengths, and we try from here.
So this is where Duval came unstuck in the 2000 Open.
Duval in the 2000 Open was second and went to 10th. He had an episode here, took 4 or 5 to get out. Tommy Nakajima, it was christened the Sands of Nakajima for many years because he took 11 at this hole, and this is why this is so difficult. So again, we've now got a very soft shot. If we go over the back, we're on the road, the wall's out of bounds. If I can keep my swing moving, nice and smooth.
Oh, great.
That'll do. Every major golfer's walked over here, major winner, president of the United States. Everybody in golf's walked over this bridge.
It's fantastic, isn't it?
Just the heritage, I think, just the history, the heritage, a golf course finishing in a town.
Right.
With the buildings at each side of the fairway here, and the Arne, the people that started the game, and the rules and control the rules.
A green fee in high season on the old course is $170. Handicap limits of 24 for men and 36 for ladies apply, and if you've not got a tee time booked, you have to contact the number here to get details about entering the dreaded ballot. Be aware there's no play here on Sundays as they let the course rest. Apart from the 6 courses at St Andrews, there are some other fantastic courses to play in this area of Fife. Crail, Ely and Leven Links to name but 3. Again, some are cheaper or easier to get onto than others, so it's best to do a bit of research.
The Royal and Ancient at St Andrews is still a men's-only club, so tradition is alive and well in Scottish golf. But just down the road here in the village of London is the world's first ladies-only club.
Great.
Shot.
Excuse me? Gentlemen, seats are in front of the ladies on this course. Thank you.
Sorry.
Quite all right.
The club was established in 1891 over in London Links proper. The club came here in 1910. This clubhouse came lock, stock and barrel for £2.10.
And you've got some interesting hazards around here.
Oh, yes. That's the standing stones.
Neolithic.
Neolithic, yes, these ones.
So it's been here a few thousand years.
Slightly longer than us.
Everyone's welcome. The men are welcome. But you know your place.
I enjoyed that. Nice greens, not too many bunkers, pretty scenery. It was great.
Did you enjoy your game?
I did very much, thank you very much.
Good.
I'm just wondering, do you think I could borrow your restroom?
I'm sorry, gentlemen aren't allowed inside, but we have a lean-to for you. That's where the gentlemen go, round the corner.
Oh, thanks a lot.
Bye.
How embarrassing. A few miles north of London, ladies, is the Edradour Distillery, the smallest in Scotland, established in 1825. It still uses just 3 men to make one of Scotland's favourite tipples.
So this is the finished product. Give it a try. Cheers. This whisky has been matured in Spanish sherry Oloroso cask for 10 years. So it's got the natural sweetness of the sherry, and it's picked up lots of flavour from the cask, and it's got body to it.
You get that pop, Matt? That pop,
And now it's on to the last leg of my journey, north past the mysterious Loch Ness, where you may tarry a while to spy the local beasties. On past the Highlands and Braemar, where the annual games are contested to the bitter end. North to the beautiful coastal town of Dornoch with its royal golf course.
There's great expectation about Royal Dornoch, one of the best links courses in the world and one of the oldest. There's records of golf being played here as far back as 1616.
Royal Dornoch is often referred to as the Star of the North and is arguably the world's northernmost great course. Tom Watson described it as the most fun I've ever had on a golf course. The setting is very special. Its whole length runs along the wild east coast sands of northern Scotland. Again, designed by old Tom Morris, Dornoch runs 9 holes out and 9 back along a narrow piece of links land. But check out those 88 bunkers. I played with the secretary of the course, John Duncan.
Wow, look at that view. Now you see what links is all about, the contours, the shapes,
how the ball will react when it hits some of these slopes.
I mean, this is beautiful, isn't it?
It is.
This is what it's all about.
Communing with nature, I think some people would call it.
It doesn't really matter what the golf's like at this point, does it? What's the fundamental difference with a lot of the more modern courses?
Well, a links course right away is a traditional course built on the old dunes that have been left by the sea. Morris, who was asked when the club was formed in 1877 to come up and construct 9 proper holes, didn't have bulldozers and all the technology of today. He again looked at the land and just used what was there. They maybe had to flatten a green a little bit, but that was about as much work as they could do with the technology of the time. So this is golf traditional.
Green fees at Royal Dornoch are $130, and there's a handicap limit of 24 for men and 39 for ladies. Golf is ingrained in Scotland. It's part of the fabric of the place. But despite the beauty of the courses here, links golf can be difficult, and that's before the wind and rain set in. So a word of advice if you take your golf seriously: relax. You can always take in the view. See you next time.